Welcome back to Shem's Universe. So today, guys, we're going to discuss birthday number 28. So we're almost done the birthday number series, after which I'm going to discuss planetary influences. I'm going to get into Eckhart Tolle's book, which is The Power of Now. And then we're going to touch on astrology to finish off the whole year. So with birthday number 28, we have a very contradictory number here, but it can still be very, very successful. It just depends on how you utilize the energy that's within. So we have number 2, which is powered by lunar energy, which is the moon. Then we have the 8, of course, which is Saturn. Then it goes into number 1, which is the sun. So I actually do know quite a few people that were born this date, and they're also, just like the 27, I have good friends born the 28th as well. Very, very good people. They do tend to think that they're always number 1. They might have a little bit of a spoiled addiction, meaning they think that they're, I guess, sort of entitled to certain things. But nonetheless, they are very talented, and they do get what they want out of life. The 2 and the 8 is what makes this number contradictory, because you get the moon and Saturn, which I've discussed a countless amount of times now. Look at my last videos, guys, if you don't know what that means. But we do get 2 and 8. 2 is all about sensitivity, nurturing, being secondary. 8 is all about power. And then you get 1, which is all about being number 1. So the 8 and the 1 see things pretty much on the same page. However, that's light versus darkness. When 8 and 1 get together, it's not really good. And then you get the 2, which is all about just being soft and sort of introverted. So you would have a contradictory in character. As I've discussed before, the birth number is the mental realm. So when you have that sort of debate in your mental realm, that can cause some sort of contradictory features for you. Meaning, like, your characteristics can be, I want to be number 1, but at the same time I want to support others and I don't want to hurt other people's feelings. And because of that, you need to decide what sort of person you want to be. So I have a bit of a different type of video for anybody that's born this 28th, because it's a very unique number 1, because it includes the number 2 as well. You need to look at it from a certain way where you're saying, okay, I am number 1 as a birth number altogether, but however, I do have the soul numbers of my number 1 as 2 and 8. So with 2, you need to understand that you're going to have to find a career that's helping others, that you can still be recognized as being the best at it. So that could be anything like therapy, chiropractor, physiotherapy, psychologist, psychiatrist, doctor, nurse, social work. These are the things that are going to attract you because of that number 2 element. Then you get the number 8 that's going to make sure that you have something that's lucrative. So you want to make sure that what you're doing is not only your passion, but also is going to help your pockets. Then you get number 1, which is all about status and being the number 1 person. So it would ultimately, depend on like what your life path actually is. So if your life path is contradictory to the number 1, then you may want to follow your life path and then see which numbers actually blend in the best. But if your life path is something that actually complements the number 1, say just like a 4 or a 9, then you're going to want to look at it from a certain direction of, okay, I do need to help people a bit, but probably more important to be number 1. So it all really depends on how your chart is. For each individual, I'd help you out individually. But right now, I'm just talking about specifically birthday number 28. So I'm saying that you would want to do something that's actually helping others due to the fact that you have 2 feminine numbers and the 1 masculine there. So you want to make sure that you're doing something that's nurturing, but also very lucrative for yourself. All right? So you want to find that passion there. With the contradictory elements, if you're saying that you're nothing like this, or you're very confused as to what you want, I'd recommend taking certain things like going through what's I like to call the Enneagram, doing personality tests online, psychology tests, and seeing what careers would then suit you best. Because naturally, because you have the number 1 energy, whatever career you end up choosing, even from a young or an old age, you will inevitably be the best in it. Number 1s, I notice, don't like to be micromanaged. They don't like their parents that much. Not that they don't like their parents, but they don't like to be micromanaged by them. They don't like authority. When you have the 8, that's double complementing that, because the 8 is the worst for authority. You get what you call like a rebel. So you got to make sure that whatever you do choose, make sure it's absent supervision as well, because you don't want to be supervised by people that you don't respect. Naturally, you do end up becoming number 1 whatever field you choose. Even if you go to work at like Walmart or No Frills, wherever, you end up becoming like a manager or a team leader or something like that, just because of naturally who you are. But you're meant for much more than that. For number 1s, I'd ultimately, me personally, recommend entrepreneurship, as long as your life path does back that up as well. But that's naturally where your conscious brain is going to bring you, and you're not going to want to answer to others. All right, guys. So aside from that, that should finalize the number 28 in regards to a birth number. If you guys do have any more questions regarding it, please let me know. Just leave it in the comments for me. Aside from that, like, subscribe, holla at me. Back tomorrow, guys. Thank you.